For months now, players have been asking questions about Gavel. I think it's time we get some answers. What is up, guys? I am Hippie, and I want to welcome you back to a brand new Wynncraft video for you guys today. So you guys have been asking me to do this for quite a while, so I'm going to do a Gavel video. Everything that's in the Providence, everything I've found, and I guess a little bit of speculations too. But before we get going, I want to say two things. The first thing is a lot of these pictures that I'm going to show you are from videos on Brian's channel. I will link his channel down in the comments, or in the description, sorry. But I'm also going to link the two videos that I took the pictures from. Also, if you came here just looking for some previews of Gavel, go ahead and click the annotation that says previews, and it's going to take you to that part of the video in a new tab. If you came here just looking to learn a little bit about the lore of Gavel, go ahead and click the lore annotation. It'll tell you a little bit about that. And if you are just looking to see the stuff that you can actually see in the Providence, click the last annotation down on the bottom, and it will start you off at that point in time. So give you a quick second to just check out those if you just came for one of those certain things. If not, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So there's a couple of things in the Providence that we can look at and get a little bit of a sneak peek into Gavel without even having to be over there. The first thing is the Leviagar is a city that is referenced in the Wynn Providence over in Gavel. So here is some wine in Drunk's house, and there's also some more of that wine out in Maltic in a little secret, I guess, wine cellar. So you know they're at least civilized enough to make wine and stuff like that. That's pretty advanced. I'm thinking that it's probably going to be a little bit more advanced than the Wynn Providence is. And another thing that will hopefully give us a little bit of a sneak peek into Gavel is right over here in Nemric. Still, there is a huge block of quartz being sent out to Leviagar. So I don't know. Quartz seems like it would be a pretty valuable block in my opinion. And if you can buy a big old block of quartz, then you probably got a little bit more money than the average fella has in his pocket. And another thing is, somewhere out in this big ocean that is called the Wynn Ocean, there is a boat heading to Levigar 2, and it is carrying cactus. So why would cactus need to be sent over there? They must be building something that needs cactuses. Or they need some green powder for some sharpness. Are they building an army? I don't know. Now, the other thing that we can find in Wynncraft to reference Gavel is a wand called Gavel's Memory. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've never had the wand, so I don't know much about it. I know it's a level 36 wand. I think it's a unique. That's basically all I really know about it, though. But there is a wand that you can get that's called Gavel's Memory that references Gavel. Now, the last thing that is in the Wynn Providence, technically, in the very corner, as you can see in the map up in the corner of the screen there is a giant door leading to Gavel. Unfortunately, right now I wouldn't be able to go there. In recent updates, they have made it so if you get even within a few hundred blocks of it, you get teleported back, and it tells you Gavel isn't ready for visitors at this time. Fortunately for us, there are some people that were able to get some video and some pictures of it before it was locked down real tight. So I'm going to show you this picture here that I got off the forums of the giant door to Gavel. Now, I mean, the door is pretty big, but I guess you do need a big door if you're going to be, using it as an entrance to an entire Providence. But the thing that stands out to me is all across the top, you can see quartz pillars everywhere. Now, I think that's a little bit of a sign that they might be a pretty rich area. So, I don't know. You guys are going to have to take what you can out of this. This is just the stuff that we can actually find in Wynncraft in the Providence right now. So let's go ahead and move on to a little bit of, I guess, a little bit of lore about the Gavel Providence. Okay, so in the first video that I watched on Brian's channel, that you can click on the annotation right now, and it'll open it up in a new tab for you to go watch that video if you want. Um, he starts off by mentioning that the villagers came over here from Gavel. So they originated from Gavel. They're actually foreigners over here. And they struck up a deal with the humans to trade items that they had for our emeralds. So that's another thing that tells me that it's a pretty rich nation over there. And, they obviously have weaponry and stuff like that. So that makes me think that they're pretty advanced enough to forge weaponry, craft different bows and wands for us, and create magical spells for these wands. So that just makes me think that Gavel's probably a pretty magical place. So they came over here to, yeah, like I said, trade their weaponry for our emeralds. What is it that villagers need those emeralds for? I don't really know, to be honest with you guys. Now, everything that talks about Gavel mentions that the villagers were the first citizens here to start creating stuff. Troms and all these huge cities were all created by these villagers that came here originally and got our butts moving into actually crafting some stuff and building some nice houses. So all of this stuff here couldn't be here without them villagers. I guess that's pretty much all we really know about the lore of Wynncraft, or of Gavel, I apologize. Everything else seems to be speculation. I don't want to talk too much about speculation. I just want to talk mainly about all of the things that we can actually see, either in video or pictures. So let's go ahead and move on to some actual sneak peeks of Gavel. There's quite a bit of it, so we're going to go ahead and move through it kind of slow. Okay, so this is a little bit of footage that I got from another one of Brian's videos. Like I said, I hope he doesn't mind me using some stuff in here. I muted all the audio so I can go ahead and talk over it. Um, yeah, it's just a little bit of building of a city or a town or an area, a canyon that is, in Gavel. So the one thing that I noticed immediately is, I don't know, it could just be me, but it feels like there is a very strong like presence of like elvish type themes in this town at least. Uh, the bridge here is like nice and curled, and it looks really old, and it's all made out of wood and stone, and it just feels really elvish to me. I don't know, maybe you guys get a different sense from it, but at least to me it just feels really old, and like it's been there, centuries and centuries, and it just feels like a really strong elvish type building. Like I said, maybe you guys have a different feel about it, but that's just what I'm thinking from looking at these videos and of this town at least. Okay, so this is the first video that I watched, and it's probably the one that goes into the most detail about the Gavel area, and I guess, what's really going around in Gavel. I noticed one of the really, really cool things that I first saw is this part of the video right here where the camera's flying around and it flies through this giant nether portal that takes you into this land with these giant mushrooms. And then in the video it mentions that we're going to have to find out how many of these alternate worlds there are. So I have a feeling there could be all these different portals hidden around Gavel, that would take us into all these different areas. You can obviously see the one with these huge mushrooms, and man, I can't even try and take a guess on what some of these other worlds may be. It's pretty cool just getting to see a couple of minutes of it. Another thing that I noticed that I wanted to show you guys was really just, you know, the actual terrain of the Gavel area. If you just take a look at some of these pictures that I've gotten here and a little bit of video, then you can see just like how great it actually looks. It's just these giant trees and these huge hills and water like features and all this really cool stuff. It just looks like it's gonna be, I don't know. It just looks like it's gonna be amazing. Um, but although there is, this really cool looking video that Brian made for us, there's also some speculation that people are, thinking about. There's this picture here that I found on the forums of what people think the Providence of Gavel's going to look like. And if you guys ask me, I think this right here is probably what it's going to actually look like. I think this might be the closest to an actual sneak peek that we're going to get. I mean, just look at it, how much detail went into this. So, the person that was making this picture was obviously, guys, really, really looking into the forums and digging up as much as you can, because I mean, just look at that, it looks amazing. So, but that's it. All joking aside, that's gonna do it though for now. I have been Hippie, and I will see you guys next time.